6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome back to Be the Hero. Amazing. We've had this is our third episode. I thought I'd be wiped off the air by now. Hey, well, so we got all sorts of things happening today. This is a really big day. A lot of stuff's going on in the world. A lot of stuff's starting to happen. People are starting to come out of their holes like little moles coming out and looking at the sun and seeing that actually they can be outside and life can go on. Things are starting to look up. I'm pretty excited about some of the things that are going on. So I'm going to go through Tim's takes right now. There's some really good, interesting things going on. One is we are 1 week away from liftoff. SpaceX is going to be the first private company ever to launch a human into space. And he's launching 2 humans, and they're both experienced astronauts, both colonels, I believe. And they know exactly what they're doing. They know each other well. So as they go up, if things go a little awry, they're going to know what to do. And I'm so excited about this. This is the beginning. You know, sometimes it's okay for government to push an agenda, get something to happen, like get us into space. Go, we're going to the moon, or here's the internet. And then it's time for the private sector to take over. The private sector can do so much more with space, and this is going to be fantastic. So I'm so excited. Elon, once again, you're my hero. You stood up against California, and you got all your workers back to work at Tesla. And now you've got this amazing thing happening with 2 astronauts going into space on the back of your rocket. That, my man, is brave and awesome. And be brave, be awesome. So keep up the good work, Elon. We're behind you all the way. We got something on robot gymnastics, and we're going to show this to you. This is something I apparently will blow your mind. So hopefully we've got it coming up in a bit. If not, I'll move on to the next thing. Okay, we're going to go back to Tim's takes. We've got. You're going to move out of the way. Thank you. Okay. U.S. births continue to fall last year. We had the fewest newborns in 35 years. We're fortunate that immigrants are still coming in, but we're not getting that many births. Now, why is that? It's interesting. When people move to the cities, they have fewer kids, and that seems to be the way. And so I think, and I know Singapore's had huge problems with this. How do we create more kids? How do you create kids? I think you guys can figure it out. Anyway, figure it out. We need a few more kids out there because we've got fewer and fewer births. But we've got great immigrants, and they keep coming, and everything's great there. So then, talking about U.S. elections in November, they're talking about voting by mail. It's weird. The government is always like five generations behind the rest of the world. I don't understand why we're not all voting on this baby. This is how you vote. You want to make sure every time I've voted on this thing or I've taken a poll or whatever, it's been incredibly secure. More secure than those creepy booths, more secure than the paper, the mail-in ballots. Imagine that. We're counting on the U.S. mail to get you your ballot and get it back. And when I vote by mail, which I do, when I put it out there, I never know whether that thing's going to be counted or not. But if I voted by smartphone, I would know. In fact, I'd know immediately what happened with that ballot. I would just go vote for whoever I vote for, and then and not sure who I will vote for. Now the next question, this is a fun one. Would you take hydroxychloroquine? Would you take hydroxychloroquine? No, if I can't pronounce it, I'm not taking it. And I think I kind of have a rule, which is if a drug hasn't been out there with approval for 20 years, I'm not taking it unless I'm dying. And it turns out, I looked at the numbers, and the hydroxychloroquine doesn't work. That has not, they ran those tests, and that one doesn't work. There's another one that works a little bit better. I think I'd rather take my chances with a virus. Okay, so now let's go back to robot gymnastics. I think our tech team has come together with some robot gymnastics. Fire away. Oh my gosh. I can't do that. That's a robot? That is amazing. Oh my gosh. Don't we love technology? Put them in the Olympics. This is awesome. Whoa. Oh, look. And landed just a perfect landing. With a spin jump. Whoa. Hey, we should have robot basketball. That would be cool. I have no fear of robots. I have never been attacked by a robot. I have had fights with humans, Cape buffaloes, dogs, wild cats. I've had fights with a lot of things, but a robot has never really tried to attack me. And so as long as that's the case, no, I have no fear of robots. I love robots. I love what they can do. Look at that thing. It's awesome. Let's get the robots. I think robot basketball, or have a robot team against a human team and see how it goes. It'd be like, chess, like you play against Deep Blue, or is it Deep Blue? Anyway, you play against the computer, and you see that the grandmasters have a lot of trouble against the computer. The same thing, I think, is going to happen. I mean, if the robots get that good, they're going to be a lot of fun to watch. And maybe they'll do something like, hey, let's have the NBA R. Let's do the NBA with robots. Or let's have, only 2 robots per team, and they can only play 20 minutes. Or let's have just the robot team from Mars against the Earthling team. Let's see how that goes. That's going to be awesome. Okay, so let's move on. It says, which company did not make the Fortune 500's top 10? Okay, this is sort of a trick question because it's all about revenue. So my guess is that Walmart and CVS, even though they are not valued as high as Apple and Microsoft, they definitely have a lot of revenue. ExxonMobil, I think in the last 3 months, ExxonMobil may have dropped off the top 10. Who's buying gas? Why not have a Tesla? And even if you're buying gas, you don't have to drive it anywhere. Apple and Microsoft for revenues. Okay, it's either Apple, Microsoft, or ExxonMobil that are not making the Fortune 500's top 10. And I'm gonna go. This is gonna be freaky because Apple's the most valuable company in the world. I am gonna go with Apple. No, Microsoft. Okay, so it's Microsoft. But I thought Microsoft had all the Xbox and all these low items. Anyway, so it was either going to be Apple or Microsoft. Apple's still the most, Amazon may be the most valuable company in the world. Apple maybe number 2, Microsoft 3 or 4. But the Fortune 500's top 10 is about revenue. So they challenged me and I failed. Okay. Amazon launches the Crucible game. So Amazon is vertically integrating. This is kind of cool. Amazon, they've got Amazon Studios. Apple's got their own studios. Netflix got their own studios. I like this. There's going to be some really good games that come out of these studios. I think it's going to be great. I think some of my Twitchies may be very upset because it's not all independent games, but I think games are like a part of our entertainment world now. It's just movies with if-then statements. And so I think we're going to love whatever they come up with. I think they're going to throw their heart and soul into it. I mean, Amazon's got a lot of money. It's at least going to be beautiful. So let's go for that Crucible game. I'm really excited about it. I think that's going to be something so cool. Restaurants are opening with distanced eating. Okay, so let's see. Do we have this video? Are you separating the sushi from each other? Anyway, here are the things that you got to do. Tables and booths are separated. What does that say? Diners may have to wait in there. I'm having a hard time reading that, but maybe you can, God, can you read that to me?
Diners may have to wait in their cars or on the sidewalk for a text saying their table is ready.
Oh, that's convenient.
People may have to order their whole meal all at once. Appetizers through dessert.
Okay, well, that's probably okay. I don't like to think about it twice anyway. So go ahead, make me order all at once. And then papered tablecloths will replace fabric ones so that we don't put our fingerprints on the fabric ones. Well, those things don't seem too bad. What's the first one? Tables and booths will be
separated by everything from plexiglass to clear shower curtains.
okay. That's creepy. Okay, that may be enough to keep me away. Oh, anything else? What's this down at the bottom?
No more fabric tablecloths.
Yeah, I saw that. What we talked about.
Busing of tables.
Okay, well,
And
that
then
doesn't
you have to wear
affect
a
us.
mask.
Oh, gosh. Wait, okay, you're going to put on a mask. Let's call this a mask. Okay, now let's eat. Here, have some food. This is really good. Okay, that's not going to work. The mask thing, not going to fly. And, there are arguments that masks don't even work. And, like, the fascists are telling us we have to wear them. Okay, anything else? Okay, I don't want to go to some of these restaurants if this is the stuff that we have to do. Did they have it out for the restaurants? What's the point? I mean, are you really just going to try to destroy the restaurants? I love restaurants. You randomly run into people. You have this serendipity. It's a fabulous thing. Conferences, same thing. We need those conferences back. We need the restaurants back. The virus has come off. It's gone for the summer as far as I know. Oh, but it is kind of coming back in South America. Problem. Okay, which sports do I miss watching most? Oh boy, you name it. God, they took away the whole baseball season. They took away basketball just before the playoffs. Imagine being LeBron James. You're about to break all these records, and you don't get to play? I mean, jeez. That's awful. Anyway, and I think sports are going to go through a whole new transformation. Sports are going to be this. Because if you don't have the stands, if you don't have all that excitement, the ha of the crowd, you don't have that crowd feeling, you're not going to be quite as excited about the sport. It would be a little bit more like watching your kid play high school football or basketball or baseball or hockey. Anyway, I'm going to miss them all. I'm a sports lover. I love watching. I love playing. Did I play any sports? Yeah, I played football in college under Coach Walsh. He was a scientist.
It's amazing.
He said, I said, well, what's the deal? What's practice for today? And he goes, run 500 button hooks and then you can go home. And so I had to run 5, and it's 12 steps out and 2 steps back, and then I can do it in my sleep. But he had me do that over and over with the same quarterback, over and over and over. He made everybody into a robot. Oh, a robot. Robot. Hey, maybe that's what we can all watch. Oh, but we have to be together. We got to be shoulder to shoulder cheering on the robots. God, this is really, we got to open things up. We need more Riskmasters. We need more people who are willing to take risks. When people say, stay safe to me, what do I say? I say, stay brave. We're the land of the free, home of the brave. Stay brave. Be out there. Do cool stuff. We need you to do cool stuff. And so I'm going to, in your honor, I'm going to sing the Riskmaster song. Do I still remember the Riskmaster song? Invested all his mattress money, forced his trunk with hometown, scraping. Oh, we're singing the chorus. Skates on the edge of disaster. He is the Riskmaster. He is the Riskmaster. It's fast, drives faster. Skates on the edge of disaster. Master. Okay, well you got the chorus. I could probably do the whole thing once you get me wound up, but you'll have to take that piece by piece. I don't think people can take me singing. You know, if you watch The Voice and then you hear me sing, I sound a little more like this. Okay, so after the Riskmaster song, we've got words for the grads. First of all, I am so sorry you did not get to walk with your class. This is tragic. And I hope they do a ceremony for your 5th reunion or something, and you can walk with the class, wear the mortar boards and throw them up in the air and do what you're supposed to do on a graduation. Actually, graduation at Draper University is very unique. Everybody gets a cape and a mask, and they get a power crystal, and then they go up, up, and away, and they jump off a trampoline into a bunch of beanbag chairs, and some of them just fly right off the stage. But for graduation, here's what I want you to do. First, who you marry really matters. Marry somebody great. Okay, so focus on that. Then beyond that, and marry somebody who is challenging for you, somebody who will keep you pushing forward, trying new things, never quite impressed with you enough, so that you have to keep achieving and keep trying and making great things happen. So who you marry really matters. Other words for the grads: try stuff. Don't get caught being on the track and trapped on the track. Try stuff. Worst case, what happens? You get fired, like the other 40 million people in the U.S. I think you're gonna bounce right back. The times to take the chances are now. You don't want to have to take chances when you got 3 kids and a lot of crazy things going on. You want to take your chances when you're just getting started, and life is wide open, and you got to learn. You got to learn fast. And it's funny, when I came out of college, I was thinking, oh no, I've learned everything that they were going to teach me here, and so I must be ready. Well, it turns out you're not ready at all. Work is entirely different from college. College, you get your midterm in, 3 months after you get started. You put your final in 6 months after you've started. At work, you need to get the answer immediately. You need to get something in immediately. And it's got to be good, but it doesn't have to be perfect, and you've got to get it in. And communications turns out to be really important. The other thing that turns out to be really important is teamwork. You're going to be a part of a team, and you want to work with that team. You want to feel good about the team you're working with. The other thing is, when you come out of college, everybody's going to look old. Eventually, you'll look old too, so bear with them. they're going to look old, but they're going to have a lot to say and teach you. So I think have some fun with the old people at your work. They will love it. You'll love it. And then stir things up. It's important to go stir things up. People, they get on the track, they just do their job, and they feel like that's all they needed to do. I think it's important to keep stirring things up, keep trying new things, because if you don't, you'll be trapped in a company. If everybody in that company, here, I think I've got a spam call right now. Oh, hey, it's my daughter, and she's FaceTiming. Hey, Jess, I'm live on Twitch, and you're live on Twitch. Here she is.
Hi.
Hey, say hi to Jessie. She's awesome, and she's clearly stuck in home, in bed. But she's amazing. This woman is one of the great venture capitalists of the world. She is mother of two.
Live right now?
You are live on Twitch. Yeah, we got this Twitch show. It's called Be the Hero. Your timing was perfect. So this is Jessie Draper. She runs Halogen Ventures, and she is. Hey, maybe you can tell us what it's like. Tell all of these guys what it's like, and I'll repeat it if they can't hear you. Tell us all what it's like to suddenly realize that you have to be the educator of your children, as well as the mom, as well as the.
Oh my God.
Okay, go ahead.
It's not the conversation. Hi guys, I'm live on Twitch TV on the Hero Show or whatever I just learned about. I'm Jessie Draper. I run Halogen Ventures. We invest in early stage female-founded consumer technologies. Yes, COVID is crazy. I found out I was a teacher just all of the sudden, and I think it's a really difficult thing. I think we need to figure out, one, this education situation, specifically in California, in addition to the, how do we teach our kids and work from home for the next 1 to 3 years if our government doesn't get this together? So I'm teaching my kids. I have an au pair, luckily, who flew in and is helping us teach our kids. But I realized they're learning a lot. Like, one of my sons was getting into volcanoes, so we looked up a whole bunch of videos and ordered some books about volcanoes. So my curriculum may be a little different than, what he's learning in school. But I'm rolling with it. We go outside. We do a lot of nature walks when we can. We pick up leaves. We figure out what trees they're from. I mean,
Nice.
really,
Have you done one of those exploding volcanoes?
we did an exploding
Oh,
volcano.
good. Yeah, that'll get you.
But I
going.
think anything goes in the school of Jessie Draper. So I think we're just kind of rolling with it right now. But and then our companies are doing okay. They're stable. Some are actually taking off. We have a wills company that sold more wills last week. It's called Trust in Will. Sold more wills last week than ever before. Sadly, but also good for business. And lots of things going on, but looking forward to things opening up and us all being out of our houses since I'm in bed right now.
And she's in LA, and that's where they're wrapping people up, and it's almost fascism keeping everybody down. Whereas in other parts of California, people are opening up, and you can walk around and don't have to wear a mask, and life's good. They said, one of our viewers said, Jessie Draper, tell your dad to come eat Michelin Korean. Oh, Michelin Korean with me, and we'll talk blockchain, circular economics, and food trucks. Well,
Okay, well,
I think
love
that
Korean food,
I think that sounds
there's
like
that.
fun. Oh yeah, and if we're talking about Muam, that amazing restaurant, hey, I'm in. I'm totally in. There's an amazing restaurant in Palo Alto that, sorry, Jess, I haven't brought you to yet, but we'll go sometime.
Okay, well, you guys have fun.
Okay, I'm sorry. You probably called me about something else, but we could talk after the show.
Perfect. Okay, love
Thanks
you.
for being on the
Bye,
show. I
guys.
love you too, sweetie. Bye-bye. Okay, well, that was a nice surprise. So, how's the family? They're doing very well. So where were we when we were so happily interrupted? Oh, we were in the middle of the graduate message, but we were pretty much near the end. Here's the final thing, and I want you to bring this with you wherever you go, okay? Make money. Go make money. You got to go make money. Look, if you run a business and it's, whatever it is you're doing, saving the hungry or curing cancer or whatever, you're not doing anybody any favors if you're not making money. The business has to make money. It can be a nonprofit or a for-profit. They're both reasonable vehicles to go make money. And you got to make money yourself because you got to make sure you are taken care of. Make sure you are not sitting on the street. Make sure you are well taken care of and your family is well taken care of before you start taking your bleeding heart and helping the rest of the world. You help the rest of the world by making money. It is amazing how people just don't learn that in school. You have to go make money. If you make money, it will spread goodwill. And you're making money because you're doing a deal with somebody, and there's somebody at the other end who's getting value out of it. I mean, think about this. There are people who say, oh, well, we're going to take $1 million and we're going to go drill for water in Congo. Okay, so we're going to get water for one family in Congo. But think of what Google's done. Google has given all these people smartphones. Well, I don't know if they gave them, but they sold a bunch. They're smartphones all over the world. Google sends information and says, here's how you drill a well. So you can drill a well anywhere. So go make money. If you make money, you will. Let's see if this thing works. No? Okay, this is supposed to throw money. Anyway, go make money. That's a one message for graduates. Go make money. Make it for you. Make it for your family. Make it for then make it for your friends. Make it for your community. Make it for your state. Make it for your country, and then make it for the world. You can spread it once you've made it. So make it. You'll end up with something great. Your business will be great. You got to be proud to make the money. Okay. So. Oh, now, speaking of money, I'm going to encourage we have 5 subscribers, okay? And now we have emoticons. And the emoticons, you can get emotes by subscribing and there are multiple emotes. There's the spinner landing on HBX1, who we love because we've had a lot of activity with him. Or her, and then one's a Bitcoin emote and one's a me emote. The me emote will probably be the least attractive. But get the emotes. We got these emotes on our show. And sign up. Become a subscriber. Because, hey, we got to make money. Here's money. Oh, my gosh. This looks like a real $100 bill. I'll take that. Okay, so that's all I've got for the graduates. And now I think I'd like the show to move on to the next piece. Hey, AJM Boss. AJM BOS is now following. Awesome. Do we have a little tag for AJM Boss? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This should be great.
It's amazing.
It's amazing, and we got a subscriber. Yeah! Or a follower. We got a follower. Did he subscribe? Hey, subscribe, AGAM Boss. Okay, so here we go. 3 cheers, Heroes and Tim. Okay, seed round is open. 9 million at 100 million. Somebody's pitching me. Let's make money, Tim. This is Somebody Designs. Twisty Designs? What does that say? Travesty Designs. Running 2 startups, teaching university students online, working in fine dining, getting another master's, making money, money, money. All right. Good. Well, good for you. I think it's good. You got to do all those things, whatever it takes. Make it happen. And the greatest businesses in the world are the ones that help us the most. And the ones that help us the most are the ones that make the most money. So good for you. We have a caller. We have a caller. Oh my God. And he's a friend of ours. John. Hey, there's John Nam. John, where are you? You look like you're in Koreatown.
Yeah, well, in reality, I'm in. Oh, can you hear me?
We hear you very well.
Okay. Yes. In reality, I'm in New York right now, but I'd like to think I'm in Koreatown still.
Oh, you're in New York?
Yes.
Oh boy, you got stuck there?
Well,
Have you been there a long time?
But my mom is sick, so I had to come care for her.
Oh, she couldn't come to you?
No, it's not that kind of situation.
And have you been, how long have you been there? Have you been there the whole 3 months or whatever it is?
No, since I've been here since late March. So, right as the crisis was beginning.
So how do you run your business when I got to get my Bitcoin tie straight. How do you run your business when you are that far away? I mean, you do Korean venture capital.
Yeah, yes.
And some of it's down in
Correct. And I was supposed to be in Korea, and then this whole thing broke out, and I had to come, care for my mom, and it was hell breaking loose because my brother became also COVID-19 positive, so we had to,
so he can't take care of your mom.
Yeah, he wasn't allowed to come here where I'm taking care of my mom, and so it's been quite dramatic to see the contrast between, because I'm following the Korean news every day, and I'm in touch with my partners and colleagues in Korea every day.
And in Korea, are they freed up?
Yes. Well, so Korea was never in lockdown. It was, the whole population is very mindful about this kind of virus outbreaks because of MERS and SARS before.
Yeah.
So the restaurants stayed open. Everything. The offices stayed open. Everything was open, but people were just conscientious. I know you were talking about some of the draconian steps. And as long as you have very airtight contact tracing.
Hey, John, will you stay on the line? Apparently they're having technical difficulties. Hey, everybody who's watching, hang in there. We're going to do a little reset. We'll be back up in 20 seconds. At least half of the people back. Anyway, if you just signed on, you're at Be the Hero, and it's a fun Twitch show, and I think you'll like it. We talk about whatever's on our minds. So with that, John Nam, a famous Korean venture capitalist, has just come on, and he is telling us about first his mom on COVID, his mom in lockdown in New York City, but then he was talking about what's going on in Korea. And go ahead, John, fill us in.
Sure. So I was mentioning to you that Korea was never in lockdown. So restaurants have been open. All the offices, well, some offices did close, but for the most part, most office buildings have been open. And just because of MERS and SARS that happened several years ago, the Korean population is used to this kind of, not as dramatically as this one, but they've been used to staying home and being careful by themselves without the government telling them to stay home. So there's a general consciousness of the population to be careful.
And they stay home if they're sick. Do they stay home if they feel good?
Yes. So, for example, my partner Ki-hong, who's based in Korea, he even though the government didn't tell him to stay home, he stayed home for 8 straight weeks without going out even for exercise. So he's a
Oh
bit
my
extreme.
gosh.
Yeah, he's a bit extreme.
He's going to be pasty white, and he's going to have to go through an exercise routine to get his muscles back.
He bought himself this push-up machine, sit-up machine. He's very fit. So
oh, good.
He has all the tools. But so it's just the mentality of the population is very safety and just be as cautious as possible oriented.
Hey, how are you running your business? Are you getting a lot of Zoom calls in the middle of the night? How do you do this?
So
Korea and New York are like almost opposite each other on the planet.
Yes, so definitely not getting a lot of sleep, but I do wake up a little later, say around 9, and stay up until like 2-3 a.m. So that's my routine, but it's doable. And the last 2 months have been the busiest ever. We did 9 investments in March and 8 investments in April. It's like
good. Are they new investments, like new companies?
So half and half new, half follow-on investments. So and the recovery in Korea has been just amazing, especially when you contrast it to the US right now. So remember, at the beginning of March, Korea was number 2 most COVID infections in the world, and then Italy took over, Spain followed, and then the US suddenly became number 1. Make America great again. And but then Korea was very airtight. I mean, the KCDC was really thorough, and one good thing that the president of Korea did was give complete trust and authority to the KCDC to do all contact tracing, and they shut COVID-19 from hundreds of cases a day down to 0 cases and 0 deaths, and Korea has had less than 100 deaths.
Wow. Hey, one of our viewers asked if you like hot sauce. Do you like hot? Oh, I know which one this is.
Which one? Which hot sauce?
Questionable Cooking has asked whether you like hot sauce.
We not only do I like hot sauce, we invested in a Korean hot sauce company. It's called kpopfoods.com. kpopfoods.com. Check it out.
Okay, one of our viewers, Questionable Cooking, actually has some hot sauce that he's going to probably send you, so you're going to have to try that too.
Well, if you want to challenge me, that's fine, but let it be known, I've downed a whole bottle of Tabasco in one shot. So and
Hey, that is awesome. You know who else has and it was the big bottle. My son, Adam, and he called me. It was from high school, and he called me and he goes, "Dad, what do I do?" And I said, "What do you mean, what do I do?" I just swallowed a whole bottle of Tabasco sauce. And I said, "Okay, it's acidic. Drink milk. And he did, and I guess he's still okay. But I'm not sure that's the healthiest thing to do. But he did it on a dare for $20, and the guy never paid. That's the way it goes in high school.
Yep. I will challenge Adam someday, and we'll get paid.
Terrific. Okay, so now we're going to get a visit from one of your portfolio companies, GibLib.
Yes.
GibLib is sort of a fun thing to say. GibLib.
Yes, and Brian can tell you where the name comes from, but we just talked about Adam and the potential Tabasco downing challenge, but this is a company that both us and Adam at Boost we co-invested in. So it's a portfolio company of both Adam and us. It wasn't planned, but that just happens to be the case. Brian.
All right, so we got Brian from GibLib. Brian, why don't you tell us what GibLib does? Hang on, I got to do this. GibLib. Okay, just wanted to make sure that I had that right. Okay, Brian, you're up.
All right. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for having me. Well, quick background about GiveLib. We're a medical education company. The physicians refer to us as a Netflix of medical education. But what we actually do is we go out and film subject matter experts at the leading academic medical centers. In fact, we partner with 6 of the top 10 hospitals in the US. And being an LA-based startup, Hollywood's very much in our DNA. So we create studio quality medical education content that's extremely compelling and engaging.
So does it count? Audience. It counts, if I'm a doctor, it counts toward my my annual education. What do you need? Do you need 100 hours or 400 hours or something of education every year?
That's absolutely right. The biggest benefit to our platform is, and we've always said that we're a digital alternative to a physical conference space, and physicians come to our platform to earn continuing medical education credits. And because of the COVID-19 situation, it's kind of being handed to us on a silver platter right now.
Do you have an example of one of your videos that we can watch?
Yeah, absolutely. So
see if you can fire that up.
Share.
It's a little bit gross, I think.
That's
gross
perfect,
is
right?
good. Hey, blood cells.
All right, so here's our platform right now. You can choose either surgical videos or medical talks. A lot of the medical talks are kind of one-on-one discussions on trending topics in medicine. You can see the different partners that we work with here. You can go into their pages to see the content.
No, let's learn about surgery.
Yeah, let's do surgery. I think that's the most engaging one. So here's a pretty famous physician. He's based out of Hospital for Special Surgery in New York City. It's the #1 orthopedic hospital in the country. A lot of the famous athletes will go to him to fix their hip issues. So we'll go ahead and play this. And again, it is graphic, but in a very good way if you're interested. All of our cases, they start with this interview where the physician will go over kind of the techniques he plans to use, patient imaging, different things that make this case unique. Let me put it into HD here.
This isn't really coming through. It's sort of broken up.
We weren't set up to have a full screen.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just watch. We can sit and watch for a little while. Can you tell us what he's saying?
Yeah, so he's preparing for the case, talking about what's going to happen, the techniques and technologies that he's going to use. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah,
right
we
now?
can see it now.
Yeah, so here, we use different camera angles.
What's he working on? Is that a heart?
This is actually a hip right now. So they're doing a hip resurfacing. So they're going to install some implants.
Look at that.
He's actually narrating through the entire case. So you get kind of that up close and personal. So right now, physicians will actually fly over all the way from different parts of the country and the world to watch him perform surgery.
One of my first investors ever was the inventor of the artificial hip.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, and so every time there's somebody gets a new hip, this guy, I think, gets some sort of a royalty.
Yeah, so we've done all different types of cases: orthopedic cases, heart cases. We've done transgender cases. It's definitely something that's new for the medical community, and our subscriber base has been growing like crazy, especially because conferences have been canceled and we have the CME accreditation. So in April, our revenue actually doubled on a cash basis, and then it's going to double again this.
What is your revenue?
I'd prefer not to say that one right now, but it is doubling, and our institutional sales continue.
It was one of these, and now it's 2 of these.
Yeah, that's correct.
It's amazing.
So we've onboarded a lot of medical schools as of recently, and residency programs as well. So it's been a lot of fun for us to see the transition
and you guys just do a better job of like Hollywoodizing the educational stuff doctors have to learn. Is that the idea?
It's a few things. One is definitely the production quality. We force the physicians to narrate through the entire case, so you feel like you're learning from them. Think about like a cooking show, but for doctors here. But second of all, it's our access. We have 6 of the top 10 hospitals in the country, and so we're working with the very best. So
is he drilling into the socket, the hip?
Yep, that's absolutely right.
Oh wow!
So again, these videos don't really exist out there, and what they have to do is they have to sit in the operating room and go to that location to learn from that physician. So we're bringing that access to them, and again, it's learning from the very best. One of our investors and strategic partners, actually the Mayo Clinic. So every week we're in the OR filming with their physicians who, as the number one institution out there, everyone wants to learn from. And they do about 300 live courses a year. And we're working with them to digitize all those conference lectures.
Okay, now I'm able to, now that I've seen this, I'm definitely able to replace a hip. So anybody out there in Twitch, any of our Twitchies, you want your hip replaced, I'll do it for free.
Yeah,
I'm happy to do that.
You just have to finish the course and download the certificate so it's official.
We just got somebody said fund this guy so we can turn off the procedure. Who was that? Oh, questionable cooking. This is the same guy with the hot sauce. That's really funny. Well, that's exciting what you're doing, and have you had? You at least got some money out of John. Have you had multiple rounds of funding?
Yeah, we've raised about $3.5 million in funding. Mayo Clinic as part of that, Wavemaker 360. John was actually one of our very first investors, and I've really developed a great relationship with him. He's a mentor, and in terms of the investors of ours, he's one that cares a lot about the founders, and someone like that just in terms of values, I really appreciate.
Now doctors have a lot of other alternatives for using up that time that they have to use for their education. What if I listen to a podcast, does that count as much as watching a video?
Yeah, so we actually have a mobile app that's audio only. And so physicians will listen to the lectures passively while they're on their morning commute or evening commutes at the gym, and they earn CME credits as they do their activities.
you're only, there's no barrier to entry here, but your only real advantage over the competition is that it's Hollywood quality, right?
Yeah, it's definitely the quality, both from a production standpoint, but our institutional partners. If you think about our platform, we've aggregated, as I mentioned, 6 of the top 10 institutions. These are the institutions that people go to and want to learn from. And on our platform, you have them all.
I see. So it's not just Hollywood quality, but it's also the quality of the instructor.
Yep, that's absolutely right.
The doctor is like the best in their field at drilling hips, and that's
So my partner, she actually came from the entertainment industry. She was the manager of digital content distributions at Paramount Pictures. And from the beginning, we said, hey, let's take best practices from Hollywood and apply it to medical education. And our analogy is, hey, let's look at these academic medical centers as the Hollywood studios. We're going to be the platform, and we're going to license content. We're going to create original content and distribute to our audience. But, Mayo Clinics like the Disney and, Stanford or UCSF is like the Universal. And so we're working with our individual doctors who are, the movie stars like The Rock and Tom Cruise. And
how big's the market for this?
There's 1 million physicians domestically in the US. We charge $1,000 annually.
So it's $1 billion if you get them all.
Yep.
That's just the U.S. Are you going to go globally?
Yeah, we actually just onboarded a medical school in Russia that now has access for all their medical students and their faculty. We anticipate that this is going to be a big growth opportunity for us. And
these get edited down, right? So is the editing a big part of this?
Yep. So we actually have our business, our team is split into like our business group, our tech team, and then our video production team. Our video production teams are all creatives, formally trained in film and editing. And so basically we're filming every day, take that pipe back to our offices, and those guys are just churning out content, taking a 3-hour surgery down to 30 minutes.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, that's terrific. My biggest concern would be what your competition is and how well they provide this service. But it's questionable cooking said masterclass for docs or sickos. Questionable cooking's on a roll today. I actually have operated on somebody. I took a note out of a guy's back, and it was an amazing experience. And I highly recommend not becoming a surgeon if you're not a surgeon.
Well, next time you do a procedure, I'll give you access to GitLab so you can brush up on those skills prior.
Yeah. So I think this is great. And if you become the de facto place everybody goes, it's a big business. But I'd be concerned about the market being fragmented. And you seem like a good, confident guy, so you're going to probably beat most of your competition just by staring them down. But I think it is going to be a trick. Somebody asked about COVID or something. Yeah. I think this is cool. I mean, if I were a doctor, I would be all over this, and I would definitely want to see the best doctors teaching me the best stuff and make it the most entertaining and beautiful. And I think that if you wrap that up, I think you're going to get all these doctors. And you're saying they only have to pay $1,000 a year? God, for their career, it's a great deal.
Yep.
And if this is their go-to place, how many hours a year do they have to learn?
Yep, it varies on specialty, but let's say about 20 hours. Right now, they actually get educational budgets from their hospitals or their employers.
Wait, it's only 20 hours a year?
On average.
I thought it was like 200 hours a year.
Nope. So they're
doctors, they need to learn more.
That's absolutely right, and enter GitLab for that.
Actually, if this starts being a hit, you might actually change that. People might say, you can do 40 hours, you can do 60 hours, and then you can charge $200. Are there other applications of this? I mean, any other profession that would want to do this? I'm trying to figure out whether your market can expand beyond doctors. I know it's going to be a great niche. I think you're going to be a very profitable company, but I don't think you become $100 billion or $1 trillion business unless there is something special about this.
Yeah, so I mean, how we look at the economics is, a physician's career is for 30 plus years. So the LTV there and the potential.
Oh yeah, once you've wrapped them up, they're going to be good. But somebody's going to come with the VR one, and people are going to go, oh, hey, put on the VR goggles because then you can see what the nurse does and you can do all this stuff.
I don't know if you remember, Tim, 2 years ago when I was in Tribe 10 with Adam Draper. I mean, we do have a VR app, and that was one of your wows that you said that you really liked about our platform.
Oh, I see. So you're eventually going to get to VR.
We actually launched as a VR app, and so medical schools will use that to give access to their medical students. Many of them have now
you got a big help here from, who is that? Trinity Designs? Travesty Designs? If you guys can get rid of the blues and the greens on the people, I could read this stuff. But they have a brilliant idea, and that is, you got the doctor, right? Doctor goes through this whole surgery, every patient is going, what the heck are you going to do to me? And I think there's a market in doctors showing the patient exactly what the operation's going to look like. I mean, there'd be a third of the patients would be really interested in that. 2/3 would say, I don't want to know, just knock me out, wake me up, do your thing. But about a third of them, I know me included, I would want to see everything that the doctor was going to do. And those videos might actually go to the patient. This guy, you should thank him because he may have just tripled your market size.
Yeah, potentially.
And I'd pay, instead of $100 a month, $100 a month, I'd pay, as a patient, I think I'd pay $250 to see that. That could be really interesting. Okay, so thank you, Travesty Designs. I think you have really helped this business out, and the market size just expanded. Only on Be the Hero do you get to hear from these guys and they come up with ideas to expand your business. Hey, that's great. Good for you. And where are you right now?
I'm based in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay. In LA, my God, the mayor there is like becoming a fascist dictator. He's forcing everybody in place and all that stuff. What are you doing?
Yeah,
Are you trapped?
I'm from North Carolina. My parents own an alpaca farm. This is one of their alpacas right here. I'm thinking about going home to visit them for the next couple months until Los Angeles.
Ooh, good idea. Good idea. Yeah, well, let's hope that the mayor opens up and says, okay, I get it. Time to open businesses, and you guys use your best judgment, socially distance if you have to, that kind of thing. Well, great. Ryan, this has been great having you on the show, and I'm loving that video. And I feel like it might be in my next life, I'll be a doctor. And thanks, John, for bringing Ryan with you. This is terrific.
Thank you.
And John, I'm kind of curious to see what your real background is. If you're in New York City, or is it just like an apartment? Oh, John, you're muted. I think he muted himself.
Okay, so I can spend some time undoing it, but it's a boring background.
Okay, I just thought maybe we'd see like the Empire State Building or something lit up. I think it would be fun. Yeah.
I'll do a live from New York in front of the Empire State very soon. Yeah.
All right. Terrific. Well, great having you guys both here. Let me see if there are any comments from the fans.
Like John's not on Twitter. They're looking up John on Twitter.
Oh, yeah. John, you're not on Twitter.
I am, but I haven't. I don't tweet much. I'm gonna, after COVID-19, I'm gonna get back on social media. Right now, just too busy making investments.
Good. Well, I think our audience would be happy with that too.
Yeah.
Okay, look, Payfrit says he's building a demo for an OnlyFans discovery app right now. Well, good, Payfrit, but you got to have the full business plan and figure out how you're going to make money. And then, one thing, Ryan, what's your margin? It costs you a lot to make these videos, and then how many videos have you made? And how many customers do you have? We may have lost Ryan. Oh, he's muted. Unmute yourself.
Yep. All right. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. So have you made, how many hours of video have you guys made?
Yeah, we have 2,000 videos right now.
Are they, how long each one? How long is each one?
Approximately about 30 minutes to an hour. And then for the ones that we create, every hour of filming may take us 4 to 8 hours of post-production.
So you've got 2,000 hours of video, and it's all the different specialties?
That's correct.
So like, would a dermatologist watch that video of the hip and count that?
No, but they would go to the dermatology section and watch stuff about like skin cancer.
And so the hip wouldn't count for them?
I mean, it would. If they watch it, they could get the credit for it, but they would go to their own specialty.
Okay, well, we got to wrap it up. So it's great to see you guys. Thanks so much for being on Be the Hero. So go out there and be the hero.
Stay brave.
Thank you so much, Tim. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, for me too.
Peace.
Okay, so God is a horse. Oh, we're going to try a new thing here. Okay, so we have something called One Wheel. I think it's called One Wheel. And this is, some of you may think that this just cuts pizza, but no, this is a transportation device. And for those of you who have been COVID and stuck in place, this is sort of a new way of getting around and having fun at the same time. So I think what we're going to do is Jack is here. And Jack, tell us more about this. I'm kind of making it up as I go along, but I think you know what you're talking about.
What is the One Wheel is the question?
Why don't you just give us the pitch? What's the deal with One Wheel?
What is the pitch? Well, One Wheel it's a great way to have a lot of fun, is what One Wheel is in a nutshell. So it's got a single go-kart tire, it's got a motor mounted inside, and then it's got batteries and control electronics. And all that together provides you with this just really smooth, very fluid, carving-like experience. It's designed to feel like snowboarding on land, which is a lofty goal, but I think we did a pretty darn good job.
So this says 20 and board, and there's a sticker on here that says 20 and board.
20 and board.
And I think I think I'd be 60 and very excited here. Do you travel on this thing?
I have been known to ride a One Wheel. That absolutely.
Do you commute with it?
I would say this. It looks a little intimidating, to ride one of these things. There's a lot of sensors in there that are balancing you. It's actually reading your position 14,000 times per second. And so we have riders. I've seen kids as young as, we say 13 or 14 and older. I've seen, 3-year-olds that are amazing at it, and have it, maybe 4-year-olds. And then the oldest rider I've seen is 86.
Oh, nice.
His name is Ed.
What's the range?
We have two different models. We have One Wheel Pint, and then we have One Wheel Plus XR. And the Pint goes about 8 miles, and the XR goes about 18 miles. So
18 miles might get me like almost there with my commute.
Ooh, okay.
So, but then I could charge it up. I could come, I'd make it, charge it up. How long does it take to charge up?
Well, if you had the fast charger, which I assume you would have, it would take you a little less than an hour.
Oh yeah, great.
But you would have some calf burn by the time you got there. The legs might be a little sore after 18 miles.
Oh, how many miles can you go before you start really losing it?
Well, it depends on what kind of one-wheeling shape you're in, of course, No, I mean, but 18 miles is a long way to travel,
And now, why one wheel? Are you just sort of showing off that you can do this what do they call that? Where you have the balance gyro, gyro in here? Is that kind of just showing off? Because, I mean, if I had 2 wheels, it'd be a lot easier for me.
You would think so. We like to simplify things, I suppose. 4 wheels is way too many. And actually, once you ride One Wheel, you realize that there's a lot of advantages to it. So it's incredibly maneuverable, right? What you can do, you can turn on a dime. You can stop very quickly. You can roll over all kinds of things because the tire is very big, right? So instead of using a scooter or a skateboard that have smaller tires, this is like an 11-inch go-kart tire. So bumps and cracks in the road just aren't a problem.
You've got a lot of competition for this, don't you? I mean, I've seen. I did some research because I was looking at getting Adam one of these.
Yep.
And there were many one-wheel vehicles on the road. Why do people buy yours?
Well, that's a good question. So, our form factor, we are One Wheel. We have about 35 patents on, so we own all of the IP when it comes to riding on a big tire sideways. Sure, there's other products that you ride maybe forward and backwards on, and you put between your feet. But that's a very different experience, The One Wheel experience gives people this sensation that's a lot like their favorite board sports. So, surfing or snowboarding or kite surfing. If you like any of those things, you will absolutely love One Wheel. And we have a lot of people who have never been able to do those things because they live, in the middle of the country or whatnot. Or they just have never
Hey, there are a
it.
couple of great comments here. One is, if Tim gets on that thing, this is how Adam will take the throne. And that's questionable cooking. And then we got Travesty Design saying Philadelphia potholes are legally allowed to be 8 inches deep.
Wow.
So what's the clearance of something like this?
It's an 11-inch tire. So, I was just saying that you would want to avoid the 8-inch pothole for sure.
Unless you made it like a sport, like, hey, you go, if it's a long enough pothole,
well, I
you
will
make it a
say
sport.
this, when Kyle, our founder and CEO, designed One Wheel because he was commuting to IDEO, which is where he was working, and he was walking about a mile every day. And he grew up snowboarding, and he wanted to recreate that feeling on his commute. So it is this intersection between recreation and transportation, for sure. We've kind of leaned away from the transportation side of things and just tried to make something that's really fun.
What's the market size for this? Like, hey, what was the market size for a GoPed, or for a, it's the same kind of thing, right?
That's a really good question, but I think it's different. I think it's very different than the moped because we've positioned ourselves.
The GoPed. The GoPed. That was the little scooter with a little lawnmower motor on it.
I see. Yeah. Well, so what we've done is we've really taken it towards being a sport. And for us,
so this will be a sport. So people will take it and do tricks on it. It'll be like snowboarding.
Exactly. People are buying them because they want to.
Can people do flips off these things?
People are doing the craziest stuff that you can imagine on these things. Absolutely. Yeah. Our minds are blown all the time. People are going off of, 5-6 foot ledges on One Wheels. Now, I don't recommend that. But it's happening out there. So, and it's fun to watch. It's fun to see the progression for sure.
Okay, so I'm going to give it a shot. Let's try it. Let's see if I can do it. I'm pretty old and my balance isn't so good. So let's give it a shot. Let's see how it goes.
Hang on to a table or a wall or someone just to get your balance.
Forget it.
And then you're going to come up to level, and when you get to level, the board is going to kick in.
The other side. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on, waiting for it to come in. I'm not getting camera yet, Mitchell. Is it off? There we go. All right, camera's up.
Okay, we're going to give this a shot. Are you going to help me? Okay. I think I need help to get on the thing.
Oh, you might not be on there. Hold on.
Oh, okay, we got to turn it on.
Let me know how it goes.
Okay, here we go. And we're off. Okay. Good. Hey, not bad, not bad. Okay, here's a pothole, first pothole.
Just make sure you don't look at it.
I learned from you, Jack, the master.
There you go. Shout out to Steon in the background there, huh?
And down it goes. All right, I live. And actually, it's fun. Okay, look, this is what you can do if you're any good at it.
Very well done.
Oh, yeah, when you get the helmet on, you guys can read it.
Safety first.
All right. Yeah, this will be you in 3 days.
Just a little bit of practice. We'll be ready. Hey, that's a good one. That's fun.
How did it go? Thumbs up? Totally. So I think
Okay.
All right, switch cameras.
And we're back.
love it.
So this is fun.
Fun. That's the whole point.
I could easily, I think you give me a day, actually give me 3 hours, I can probably get pretty good at that. And I think I would, I think I'd have a lot of fun on it, but then I'd just kill myself. And so I think it's probably, I think you target the 20-something, 30-something group. Yep. And go for it. And I love the idea that it's a sport. Can you make it like hockey, one-wheel hockey or one-wheel basketball or something? I mean, I think you could do something really cool where it was a team sport.
Yeah. Yeah, frisbee golf.
They had that.
Just sent me
they had that roller derby, which was a big deal for a while. And you could do something like that. Well, this is going to be fun to watch. It's probably not an investment we'd make because it's so competitive. But if you continue to provide great service to your customers, and you keep delighting your customers with new features, a better and better product, and then you start creating this sport, eventually this could end up being a very big company. But it's not. It's not really a fit for us. But it's very exciting. Oh, somebody asked about theft. Do you can you lock it down, or I guess you can just put a password in there?
Yeah, you can fit the smaller bike locks can fit around the frame rail there. But to be honest with you, I take my one wheel wherever I go.
Oh, so you just pick it up?
Yeah, if I'm going into the coffee shop, I just bring it with me. Or, into my office, or if you're going to go into a classroom or whatnot. It's small enough where you can throw it in the trunk of your car or take it on the train with you. So, yeah, I usually don't.
Somebody came up with parking lot polo on a one wheel.
Parking lot polo would be
pay for it. Good idea.
What we do is we hold a race every year that's called the Race for the Rail. And last year we held it at North Star. And we take the best riders in the world and we do a border cross race. So 4 people on one wheels at a time going down the ski trails at North Star. And we broadcasted it on YouTube last year.
That is going to be a lot of fun.
It was.
Hey, this is great. How many have you sold?
Ooh, that's top secret.
Oh,
I can't tell you. But
how many you want to sell?
More than you'd think. I don't know.
Do you sell? Is it through a channel or is it direct? Are you doing it just all online through your website, or is it direct? Or is it through retail? We
sell on onewheel.com, but we also have about 500 to 600 retailers in the U.S. and in Europe, mostly specialty retailers that also sell one wheels.
Terrific. So go to onewheel.com, right?
Onewheel.com.
Go to onewheel.com and pick up your one wheel and have some fun, and be brave, and probably good idea to have somebody hold you for the first 3 or 4 times you do it.
Absolutely, and it's a Zen sport, so the less you do, the easier it gets.
Somebody should have told me. You could have told me that before I got on the thing.
Something you got to find out for yourself.
That's great. Good for you. Anyway, and these guys are all gamers that are on Twitch, so they're gonna love this stuff. Hey, games! You could do one wheel plus VR. Ooh.
Yeah, we haven't gotten into that. But,
that could be something.
The one-wheel experience with more people through that.
Oh, I think we're onto something there. Okay, well, good. Go get them. Thanks so much for coming on Be the Hero, and keep being a hero. I think these things are great. I'm weirdly, I'm kind of addicted. I've only done it one time. Well, sort of had a little practice, but
YOLO.
weirdly, I want to do it again. So I get it. That you're hooking people.
It's amazing.
Yeah, good.
Absolutely.
Hey, is there an ongoing service that you can provide? I mean, you sell them the one wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you can sell them?
Well, we sell people a host of accessories as well. So
What, helmets and hand protectors?
Yeah, but actually more so ways that you can customize your board. So a lot of the parts on the board are modular, so you can swap them out and swap in different colors or premium materials. So that's been a big thing for us recently as well.
Well, that's great. Who's the little ghost that runs along the side there with it?
We just got a follower.
Oh, is that a follower? We got a new follower. Hey, you brought in a new follower for us. Thank you very much. Hey, Jack, it's great to have you on the show. You got a cool thing that you're doing, and now I feel like I got to go get one.
Yeah.
So,
well, we can set it up, Tim.
Yeah. So once I do that, then I'm going to go to the orthopedist that we just had from the last guy who was on the show, who's going to be able to fix me up after I break my arm or my leg. What am I? Captain Predictor?
Captain Foresight.
Captain Foresight. On I go. This is Captain America and the Thor's hammer. And I'm going to go. Oh, here. I'll put this on.
Thanks, Jack.
And it's Captain Foresight. And I'm here with you. We got a kind of a fun, you want me up here? Here. Okay. And so now we're going to run through a few predictions. And these predictions will probably not come true. But the reason that they're asking me to be Captain Foresight is because I absolutely nailed the prediction of Bitcoin at 10,000. It was when was it? It was 2014. Bitcoin was at 200. And I said Bitcoin would hit 10,000 in 3 years. And it hit it on the number. It hit it exactly on the number. Oh, sorry, it was 2016 when I made the prediction. And it was 2019 when I hit this Bitcoin prediction on the number 3 years to the day. And so it was kind of creepy. It was kind of weird. It was like, whoa, boom, blew everybody's mind. And now I am Captain Foresight. And I have my cape and have my stance. And so now we're going to make some new predictions. So people are coming up. So we're coming up with a number of different ideas that they're throwing at me, and I'm supposed to come up with the answers. Okay. Okay, what does money look like in 25 years? Well, you can guess my prediction here. 25 years, it's going to look like Bitcoin. It's going to probably also look like Tezos. And then money will also be used in new ways, new forms. It'll end up being things like Aragon that create a new way of having a jury, new ways of voting. Money will be there'll be new ways of thinking about money, but money will be frictionless and open and transparent and global and not tied to any physical geographic area. And so I think money becomes a new form for all of us to operate from. And that frictionlessness will make us all much wealthier. So that the world in 25 years will be so much better and so much more exciting. We will be able to do these deals, and money will operate so much in the background because we'll be using, I assume we'll be using the blockchain. Maybe there'll be something even better in 25 years, but we'll be using the blockchain, and all the accounting and all the taxes and all of that will automatically be taken care of and updated and all done in real time. I think money is going to be really interesting. And then most of our businesses that are tied to money, insurance, real estate, a lot of government banking, will be done with smart contracts. And so those contracts won't require a lot of legalese. It'll all be built into software. So, okay, that's what money looks like in 25 years. Okay, what does transportation look like in 25 years? Okay, this is going to be fun. We are going to have jetpacks, no question. Either jetpacks or vertical takeoff and landing vehicles, or both. And we're going to be able to just go, I'm going to go fly to St. Louis. I want to see the arch. I'm going to land on top of the arch. I'm going to fly, and I'm going to flutter right above the Golden Gate Bridge. I'm going to fly. I'm going to go visit my friend in Sweden, and it'll just be boom, go. And I think we're going to have that kind of capability. This is really, we're going through a real renaissance in transportation. It started with a Tesla. Nobody thought the Tesla was going to work. It had been 50 years since a car company had been successful in the US, and Tesla came along and they changed transportation as we know it. Now there are going to be all sorts of other things that start to happen in transportation. I think Elon opened our minds to the idea that we can have new forms of transportation. I think there are going to be, in cities, there are going to be these, I expect it'll be Skytran, these little monorails shooting people wherever they need to go, switching, boom, boom, boom. You put in your address and then and you're there, and that'll be kind of an interesting public transportation. But I think we're going to have control over our own transportation, and we're not going to be tied to the ground. And if you're going 25 years out, that transportation might also take us to other planets. So that's transportation. Okay, what will land ownership look like? Okay, that's going to be really interesting because I'm thinking in two ways. First, I'm thinking what the title will all be on the blockchain. There will be no reason to have title insurance because it will already be built right there on the blockchain. It will say, this is your land right here, and that's the deal, and that's what you bought, and that's what you own. Real estate will continue to evolve because we're going to go higher and higher and higher. I mean, there will probably be skyscrapers that are going up toward the moon, and they're going to have a lot of different ways of trading, and I think you won't have to own the land that you live on. You'll probably pay rent for that, and you could own a piece of the land that your friend owns, lives on, and you could have a piece of somebody else's land. And so everyone, I think, can be a real estate owner, as well as everyone will have to be a real estate renter. And that rental may actually be the equivalent of an Airbnb where people kind of keep moving, or in some cases people will just stay in one place and then they'll pay rent, or they'll own their own home and pay themselves that rent. So real estate could go through a lot of real transformations, and if you're going 25 years out, I think the big boom will happen in who owns real estate on the moon and who owns real estate on Mars, and how does all that work. But for now, I think we're going to see just a change in the way title is done, and a change in the way ownership of real estate is operating. And I think real estate will be tokenized, and so you will own a piece of a piece of real estate, and it's already kind of happening, and so I think that will evolve. Okay, so here's the big one. Birthday parties in the year 2500. So I will be, well, let's see, 2500, I'll be I'll be 540, something like that. So this will be my 540th birthday. And here's what I want for my 540th birthday. I want everybody to celebrate Satoshi Nakamoto for creating Bitcoin 490 years ago. And I think birthdays will probably have people sort of flying by, zipping through, dropping in. I think you'll see many, many more friends. Like here comes a buddy right now. Birthdays will be where if everybody can kind of fly, then people will just sort of drop in for the birthday, see if it's going well, and then jump out and, go somewhere else. They'll fry up a few s'mores. And I think even 500 years from now, we are going to still be blowing out birthday candles and singing happy birthday to you. I don't see that changing, and I don't know why, because it's not particularly the best song. And birthday candles, they're a fire hazard, but I still think we're going to do it. And 540 candles is going to be a heck of a lot of candles for me to blow out. I'm hoping my lung power is still good enough when I turn 540. So that's what am I, Captain Foresight? That's Captain Foresight, and you heard it here first. And you can check on it in the year 2500 and see if that's the way the birthday was operated. Okay, we're going to head back to the screen. Okay, so I'm back. So that's our show. We had a couple of good entrepreneurs there. Team Cloudless from Hero City. Good for you. Love it if you could join our Zoom meeting regarding entertainment party pitch in the theater. Awesome. I'm in the theater. When is it? And I'm on Twitter too. I'm at Tim Draper. And I hope that you guys continue to come and see this just weird and wonderful show. I'm amazed that we've actually made it through 3 episodes, and I'm hoping that there will be 300 more. So let's do our theme song, and remember, we'll be here, I think, Mondays and Thursdays at 4 o'clock. So just kind of check in every Monday, every Thursday at 4 o'clock. And if we're on, we're on. If we're not, something weird happened. So with that, let's hear the hero song. Let's hear the hero song.
Could you be the hero and come up with a plan?
And come up with a plan.
You could be the hero.
You could be the hero.
Man.
You'd be the man or woman or they. They doesn't.
Well, this world's got trouble.
Oh, this world's got trouble.
That I don't understand.
I don't understand.
We need help on the double.
We need help on the double.
Won't you lend a hand?
Won't you lend a hand?
They say out of darkness.
They say out of darkness.
There must come a light.
There must come a light.
So come spark the candle.
So come spark that candle.
Turns wrong from right.
Teach us wrong from right.
Could you be the hero?
Could you be the hero? Could you be the hero? Could you be the hero?
With a plan.
Come up with a plan.
You could be the hero.
You could be the hero.
And you would be the man.
If you would be the man or the woman.
Life is a riddle.
Life is a
Do
riddle.
you have a clue?
Do you have a clue?
A puzzle piece is missing.
Couple pieces missing. Clearly a few
What
here.
should we do?
What should we do?
Could you be the hero?
Could you be the hero
And make our problems go away?
and make our problems go away?
Could you be the hero? Be the hero today.
Oh, that was so beautiful. Oh, thank you all for coming. It looks like we had a good audience. We'll spin the wheel one more time and see. Oh, wait. Rete Jata. Well, we'll see who we end up with here. Owl Squid. Owl Squid, you get a book or a t-shirt or whatever it is we're giving away. I think it's a book. I think it's How to Be the Startup Hero. And you'll just have to get in touch with the show and they will get you your book. And maybe we'll start giving away better prizes. But hey, it's a good book and I put a lot of effort into it. So thanks everybody and thanks so much. Travesty Designs, Pay Frit, and the questionable cooking. You are adding a lot to this show. I hope you keep coming back. And all the rest of you who are out there and just kind of watching, participate, make it fun. Terrific. Bye.